Let's give this boss a shot. Oh, come on, don't do that. King, is that you? Dear God, he's naked. Marriage, am I right? You know, ball and chain. Oh. What is it? The Sundered Monarch. You know what? I'm just gonna stay back here and see if I can poison real quick. This is just a test. Let's just see. Is he susceptible to poison? He is. Huh. So... Okay, I just wanted to see. He's still stinky in the cutscene. Is he going to use his wife's head as a weapon against me? Oh, look at that big old belly. Oh god, that's a lot of blades. Okay. Okay, that's a weird looking attack. I don't think there's going to be many attacks that can parry in this fight. It's also assuming this is not going to be a, like, 5-phase attack. Okay. Double hand is... wave attack. Huh? I'm taking damage just from being close to him? It's weird. Sometimes it does the fire, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, that got me? I was rolling. He smashed me into the head, and then... okay. Okay, you did that twice. Cool. Heal. Okay. So I can show us another big attack? No. What? I can see you're summoning swords. I don't know what that does, though. that got me. Okay, well luckily, I now have 8 seconds of invincibility to do nothing with, because I missed him. Poisoned again. Oh, that's right. And that's double. So I thought this is the only burn attack he has. I have to poison him to death? I did. I poisoned him to death. Oh, is there going to be a second phase? He's still taking damage, so I think... No? Okay, he's dissolving. I think dissolving might get rid of any chance of a second phase. He's fighting Adyr enemies, though. Huh. I mean... I know I don't want to go up those steps, so you know what? Only 26k for him. I know he was not the final boss, but... hey. Pretty good. Is any other 2k to level up? Nope, that's good enough. 1.6. And now, let's take a look. Attack damage only goes up by 3. Well, let's see what he has to give. So I was a little bit cheesy. A little bit, you know, a little bit of cheese. But I'm surprised I beat him first try. I have a Remembrance of the King, the Sundered Monarch. Queen's Head Hammer, a Heavy Memento, and a Melted Crown. A crown once fit for a king, now melted and disfigured. Very few of his subjects saw beneath the stern visage and commanding presence of King Brahmis XVII. Fewer still would have guessed how much strength the formidable king drew from the love of his queen's smile, the innocence of his infant son's eyes. And then the Infernal Decree. There's some cool looking armors and some interesting lore items. Fortunately, there's not been better armor for quite some time. There's also a dude that I thought was supposed to fight me. The guy who dropped the fief key. I thought he was supposed to ambush me at some point, but he just never did. So I don't know what all that's about. I'm slightly tempted to try a different weapon, like this pure blade mace, maybe. I'd probably want to actually look up on the wiki if the wiki even has the sort of info as to what like the maximum physical damage is for an upgrade. I mean, it's still going to be a hammer. Hammer of Holy Agony. It's just that this one does, I guess, some bleed damage. In a game like this, it's... if you don't know what you're building towards, it's hard... you're hard-pressed to swap when you're already invested in a weapon. If I knew that thing was better, then yeah, I'd upgrade it all the way. I got the resources. But I don't know that, so it might be a complete waste. Anyway. Howdy, Adyr. Let's go up... oh, wait, that's just the throne. Is the lore here? There's a way to exit the Umbral. In case you're not like me and you don't wuss out. Oh.
Justin, I'm sorry. This was all my fault. I just wanted things to be better for us. Forgive me.
I didn't hit anything.
No, get that away from...
Hero worship. Justin's faith in his brother remained steadfast. Yeah, sorry, he's dead. He's sort of, you know... he fell victim to bait, and then a giant bug ate his face. The end. Okay, so we got a little body here.
I look upon you with pity, my lost child. For you have been deceived and enslaved by forces who regard you as nothing more than an instrument through which they might enact their blasphemous will and prevent my rightful return. They speak of light while offering you nothing but blindness. Weak hypocrites relying on the malignant power of Umbral. With one breath, then decrying it with another.
Uh-huh.
They brand me evil, a tyrant, and yet I offer you something they will not. A choice. Reject the fanatical crusaders and the deranged servants of the self-proclaimed judge. Dismiss all of their false dogma and the torturous mission to which they have bound you. And only then will you know freedom. And if you would hear it, the truth.
Gee, you know, this is real tempting. You know, wanting all those giant ruiners and, like, evil dogs just to be everywhere. You know, that seems like a much better alternative. We're gonna go in. Which I think is the correct choice. To purge this beacon. I think to do nothing would be to allow him to prosper. At least I hope so. Either way, this gets me a boss fight. Hi. Mind that, I just had to pop in real quick. Oh. Like a lot of butterflies following me. You know, I just realized I'm at half health. Yep, because I went into the Umbral. Okay, there we go. Full health again. Do you think Adyr, the Bereft Exile, is susceptible to poison?
Why do you refuse to open your eyes to their manipulations? To millennia of shameful distortions of the truth. For eons, I stood as mankind's guardian, shepherding them with wisdom and love. Yet in return, I was betrayed. Those three power-hungry malefactors who declared themselves judges turned my own children against me, and waged a terrible war of needless slaughter.
Okay.
The judges and their crazed followers butchered those who remained loyal to me. And when I created the Rogar as a means to put an end to the madness, they too were no match for the heathen forces. In the end, even I fell. Although the judges found themselves unable to kill a god, despite their best efforts. In a world left blackened and corpse-choked by their crusade,
He took some damage. I'm not sure why.
to this barren realm, which has served as my prison ever since. Meanwhile, mankind set up
It's one of
themselves,
these fights.
free from the divine oppression of which they accused me. And yet, how
I
little
see.
time passed before the judges themselves were raised to the status of demigods, figures of worship, their real ambition all too clear. Yet an outcome, the people deluded themselves into believing a triumph.
It's the frickin'
How much blood has been spilled in their names since
What's it
my
called?
banishment? Far more than was
What's that
ever
group
spilled
attack in
my
Dark Souls
name.
3? I wonder.
And now, after all the time mankind have had to shape their own destiny, see what they have made of it. War, greed, hatred, suffering, chaos. They believed they were capable of guiding themselves, but have been proven sorely mistaken. Mankind needs me, now more than ever.
I feel like getting close to them. Ow.
And what of other beings who claim godhood? Where are they? What of Aureus and the abhorrent umbral creature? They are cowards, hiding in false light and obfuscating shadow,
Wrong item.
deeming you unworthy of their presence, their communion. And yet, here I stand before you with true words and open arms. For I love all of my children, even the wayward ones.
Everything I've read so far is that, like, he does not trust humanity at all.
Listen to me.
Isn't
You
that
must
right?
stop this before you allow yourself to condemn all of mankind for eternity. I am not your enemy, only what my own enemies fear. The loss of the dominion they have established for themselves in my absence.
No, I think what I'm afraid of is
Misguided violence.
those big things. Like all those big crazy enemies. Like ruiners and stuff.
Are in the presence of a god-human.
You sound kind of scared.
You from nothing and can just as easily destroy you.
Uh-huh.
Yet you would dare defy my will.
And do it. I dare you.
I look upon you with pity, my lost child. For you have been deceived and enslaved by forces who regard you as nothing more than an instrument through which they might enact their blasphemous will and prevent my rightful return.
Okay, Harvey Dent. Oh, okay. Are you gonna become human-sized now and we'll fight? Or was that the fight? Okay, cool. We killed a god. Or Satan. Or something. Yay me! The land of the Umbral lamp knows no satiation, consuming even a god. Orius's will be done by his heresy-stained champion, rewarded only with annihilation. With renewed influence, Orius unleashes his radiance to purify those deemed transgressors. In light, they fall. Oh, except I was still alive there for a moment. You saw me? In light we walk, reached the radiant ending. You know what? People just getting smited and wiped out? I'm fine with this ending. Like, sure, maybe we died, I guess, but we were dead to begin with. So, the fact that the lamp brought us back, and theoretically, I guess, yeah, I'm just gonna say theoretically, we left the world better than we found it. I'd say, even if you and your neighbor get smited because you, like, had a bad thought, that's better than giant blood demons destroying the earth. Though I'm sure that would have been a really cool cutscene to see Adyr, like, come back through the eye of the eclipse or something. So, yes, obviously there are multiple endings. That final boss, I guess the king was technically the final boss, but, the actual final boss with Adyr being basically the, what is that boss called? Dark Souls 3, group boss. Trying to remember what that boss's name was. It was like the group enemy. No, not Yorm, not Aldrich. It was pretty early on. I know this is like just a... Oh, Deacons of the Deep. Which is generally considered one of the easiest Dark Souls 3 bosses. It's a bunch of easy enemies and then a thing keeps passing between them and you just kill them. I just used a hammer to kill God. Woohoo. Okay. So what did I think of the game? It has a lot of issues. I'd say that Lies of P was definitely the best Souls-like to come out last year. You know, obviously not including Armored Core, which isn't a Souls-like, it's just a game made in the style of From Software, because they made it. It's their types of games. This game has issues beyond the frame rates. Again, first time through, I just kind of found a class with my mace, and I liked the moveset and just used it for the entire game. And you know what? It's nice that that's viable. That they don't force you into doing stuff. But it also feels like I was picking up so many items that had no effect on me. And I didn't know how mana worked. I don't know if I had to specifically choose one of those classes. Beyond class composition, the level design, I think, is the big sticker for me and for this game, and why I can't really recommend it. Just the level design is all over the place. You have branches upon branches, shortcuts that are kind of pointless, shortcuts that are confusing as to why they'd be useful. The Umbral making it difficult to search for everything, because you basically have to search throughout the entire world twice if you want to find everything. In some cases, I feel like the Umbral is a crutch, where it's like, oh hey, we can put some annoying enemies down, because if you die, well, you have a second chance, right? And in concept, the Umbral is interesting, being able to see between two different worlds, being able to affect both, having that Sekiro second chance type system. But just the way the Umbral affects your level design confused the heck out of me. And I guess not even the Umbral areas confused me. There was that cliff face area that I spent forever in, going up and down and left and right, jumping off areas, falling down. Beyond level design, enemy variety wasn't great. I felt like we got introduced to those dogs and the Axemen in that Fitzroy's Gorge area, or whatever it was called. And they're the same enemy type we see at the very end of the game. I would say this probably falls under like a AA game. It's not a full AAA, it's not a indie, obviously. But I feel like there could have been more enemy variety. And not only that, but balancing their health. Obviously, at an endgame area, if I've been leveling up, I'm still killing stuff in 4 to 5 hits. But the amount of souls you get from anything except for bosses is pitiful. I'm sure there's one spot with, like, very easy enemies that you can just farm and get, like, to level 150, no problem. But the effort versus reward was not there. And that's why eventually I either just cheesed it out with poison, or just ran through areas, because there was no point in finding items that I wasn't going to use, and like killing them wasn't worth the souls. Obviously, I had that issue with progression, where I got basically to the end, I picked up a key somewhere, and I didn't know I had to go back and open up that random door from the second area. Maybe it was the fact that I had purchased that other key, the bell key, which you don't need to purchase. That's just a free item if you're careful. This game does have replayability. Different, beyond the normal Souls-like of, oh, choose different class. You do have slightly more endings to do. Different choices to make. There I am alive again. The Radiant Purifier. New class available. Okay, see, this is interesting. A martial priest in the Church of Orion, Radiance whose rigorous training in matters both spiritual and somatic. Serve them unflinchingly. So, by getting new endings, let's continue current journey for now. Wait. Ancient vestiges are reduced each new game level, so you need to rely on vestige seedlings. So there are even less warp points? You have to use more seedlings as you do more new game? Plus? Huh. That's interesting, I guess. Yeah. Oh, okay, God gave me 30k Umbral. Thanks. Yeah, just like all this stuff. All this stuff. Can I recommend it? Apparently it's got some really rough performance on consoles, even. I would say you really have to... Okay, I'm also, you know... I am recording this. It's understandable. It's going to suffer from performance a little bit. But at the same time, boy oh boy. It needs some optimization. Further optimization still. That's really all I have to say. I don't think I'll return to it. If there's a DLC, sure, I guess. Why not? Restart game +0. Huh. I don't know what the point of that is. Well, you know, let's get some more stamina. Let's spend God's will. There are bosses I didn't fight. There were a few optional... I fought every major boss. There are quest bosses I didn't fight. That door that's back here, you have to do, like, some weird quest and find a random hidden boss to open that door, which feels weird. Obviously, I didn't give that dude all the books. But this isn't the kind of game that I would enjoy searching every single corner, finding every single secret. Bosses were pretty good, I guess. They all had a neat little gimmick to them. Some of them more than others. I can't remember all of them. But the fact that a lot of the bosses became normal enemies was a bit annoying. Kind of takes away from their uniqueness. But, alright. I've rambled long enough. Thank you for watching. That's another game down, which I was not expecting. But I have at least one other game I'm going to start up this week. Possibly even two. Although, the second one would be just a one-off small stream. But, there we go. That's Lords of the Fallen. Thanks for sticking with me. And... see you in a few days with more. Have a good one.